Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Bit of a convo here. What's a business and what is DeFi and how can we marry the two? Colin, I think you've been on this channel quite a bit lately, but like you've created a ton of frameworks. We all understand SOPs and KPIs and like targets in a business. So when we're running a business, we have KPIs, different markers to hit. We know if we're underperforming or on target. We know if we're on pace for different things. It's a business. Then I see people doing DeFi and they're randomly getting into stuff and hoping they make some money. And I think the reason we do so well and our members do well, and the reason we consistently make money, where to the point where people on YouTube are like, you guys are faking this. Like, we don't win every time, but we don't really lose because these aren't gambles. We might make $0, but we don't lose. We're not losing our capital or gambling it away. It's because we're treating it like a business and we have KPIs to hit, markers to hit. Talk to me about, and you kind of mentioned it in a live you were doing today, but like targets, KPIs, DeFi as a business, what does that mean to you? And how do you explain it to our members when it comes to DeFi as a business?
Yeah, we could have a couple hour live stream on this, I'm sure, here because there's a lot to break down. But I would have to say, and I think you nailed it. I think the difference between getting into the hype or chasing the hype or just running around willy-nilly, just depositing capital into various places that you find on Twitter or on YouTube. It's not that those are bad places, but understanding that we have to have a series of systems, a series of frameworks to operate by. We had a member, I had a great conversation with him, and what he did is he printed out a lot of our frameworks and has them around his desk. And so when he's making these decisions in DeFi in his business, he can consult these different frameworks and the different processes and systems that we have done and we have built over the last couple of years. But now you have something that you can reflect on and actually look at to help you assess and make decisions. Exactly. More logical decisions. And so, especially if you have experience running a business, you understand like there is a SOPs, there are processes that we must follow. And the same thing goes with DeFi. And I think what we do in the UIG, just to I love what we do. I love what we build, but that's the process that we go through is, okay, if I have $10,000 worth of capital, it's not let's go on Twitter and see what the next meme coin is. It's what assets do I really like? What assets do I believe in? What research have I done prior to entry to understand
targets? What would be worth the risk reward? How much do I want to make per month? What are my average blah, blah, blah. And then, and KPIs, what are my targets every month and how can I track them?
And the targets is a big thing. The targets is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about when they're talking about DeFi because it's so drastically elevated that it's like, well, I'm just making a bunch of money everywhere. But that's not necessarily the case all the time. And so I had a YouTube, we did put out a YouTube video a couple days ago just about I had a position and I was looking at it and I'm in range. I'm still earning fees. I still love the assets. Everything was rocking and rolling in the right direction. But it wasn't hitting my target. It was making about 1.5% per month. And for me, my target was 6%. And so I want my employees of my business to be generating a significant cash flow to move it on my bull run. And so when I'm looking at my KPIs of my business, I go, check. Hold on a sec. This has been underperforming based on the targets that I've set previously. Let me look into that a bit more. And let me go into the frameworks and let me go into the criteria that we have to just figure out why it's underperforming. Okay, these two areas are the ones that are underperforming. Now, do I think that those will change? Right now, let's go look at a few more things. Will those change? Or can my capital be used more efficiently? But all of that stems from having a system and having a set of criteria that you can refer to. If you don't have that, it is kind of gambling. It's kind of, I'm going to put it here. I have poker chips here. It's kind of funny, but it's like, I'm going to take my poker chips. I'm going to put it on this table and I really hope it works out for me. I mean, sometimes you'll catch a nice pump and it'll work out for you, but the majority of the time you'd be gambling in that system. So anyways, that's kind of how I view it in terms of building a business in DeFi, calculated systems and processes. And I think emotion, if I can talk about that for just another minute, Lucas, I think the emotional piece too, the way we try to set up our systems and our challenges and our education is how can we start to remove the emotional decisions from it? And again, that comes back to like the targets and the systems that we were just talking about. But I think what I love, if I can just kind of shout out our community here for a minute, because I'm just so proud about what we've started to build, is that whenever emotion is brought into the picture, we have a lot of incredibly wise investors, a lot of smart people in that group to just say, hold on,
People with big
okay,
chunks of
what?
capital now, man. Like people have built
Yeah, no
portfolios into
doubt.
six-figure numbers now, which is pretty cool.
No doubt. And yeah, and what I love is that they're giving back, which is so amazing
Yep.
too. But it's okay, hey, you're having a little bit of an emotional reaction. What's exactly happening? Right? Oh my God, I've lost money. No, what exactly happened? Oh, okay. The underlying assets of your pool has
Right.
gone down. Okay, what does that mean? Mechanically, what does that mean? Like, and it's just so amazing that our community can now
Yeah.
bring again, these frameworks are the ways to think about it that helps alleviate and pull out the emotions from the equation so that you can make these decisions with a little bit more logic and just more control. And that's ultimately what I think building a business is that it's not reactive and stressful.
Yep.
It's that it's calculated and logical. And that's the way we approach it in the OIG. I have a blast. I honestly have a blast talking about this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I think it is the credit to the leadership that's had, and not just from our front, but the level of mind and leadership that's had both from the team, of course, and from yourself and myself and David and Colin and Maddie and all the boys, but also the community, because it attracts people who are like, oh, this is a business. And we have a lot of business owners or ex-business owners
Yes.
who are building DeFi and they see that. And so if someone hasn't built a business and is just getting into DeFi, they quickly are educated in the ways of business. Justin, who's now doing, I think he's doing around 7 grand a month, which is sweet. But he's like, oh, I tried email marketing business, I tried copywriting business, I tried all these businesses, and none of it was working. And then when he was already doing some DeFi. He's like, hold up, I have a business right here. Why don't I just treat my DeFi portfolio like a business? That's when he joined us and he started treating it like a business. And now he's doing 7 grand a month, which is a full time income because he
It's
treated it
awesome.
like a business. There's KPIs, there's markers, there's SOPs, there's processes, there's frameworks, there's targets, there's goals, there's a 1 year plan, 5 year plan, 10 year plan. You can't lose when you do that because the bar is so low in my mind of the competitor you have in DeFi. And it doesn't really work that way, but most people in DeFi, dude, it's amateur land. If you can just elevate beyond that a little bit, you'll do really, really well.
Absolutely. And I mean, just to talk about like main vehicle that we use is liquidity pools as an example. And what's great is that we're earning the fees that
Yeah.
users are paying to trade. And so you talk about a business with a sustainable revenue stream. There are existing billion-dollar revenue streams in DeFi, and all we're doing
Yep.
is we're inserting ourselves into those streams. And
Yep.
so when you talk about other businesses, Lucas, I mean, we can go on a whole nother rant on this, but when you talk about other businesses, there's a lot of sweat equity, a lot of really hard
Product
work that has to go into
marketing.
it.
Yep.
Marketing, sales, delivery, SEO. I mean, like just so many things that goes into it. With a DeFi business, it's just again to go back to our systems, having the systems in place, having the assessment criteria, and now it's okay. I've recognized here's a big stream. I use a funny metaphor. It's just like we're trying to look for if we have a lemonade stand, we're trying to figure out where are all the cars parked or where's all the traffic, where's everyone lining up, and can we insert ourselves right there on that line so that as people walk through, they can buy our lemonade. So that's
Yep.
all we're trying to do here in DeFi is where's the existing revenue streams and can we set up shop inside those revenue streams
Yep.
and soak it up. So, anyways, yeah, I love it. I love this stuff.
Let me know in the comments. Was this helpful in some way? What landed? Participation is mandatory. If you have not yet liked this video, but you're still watching, that's all I'm asking for. This content is free. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I think we have 30% or so of subscribers actually subscribed. If you've been enjoying this, we do want to create no BS content. And even if you never pay us a dime, I want this content high quality. I want it to start conversations and I want it to get you thinking. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Click that button. What all the cool YouTubers say, click and subscribe, whatever the F they say. But I do want you a part of this because we're building something really, really special, whether you're in the UIG or on YouTube. So be a part of it. If you haven't grabbed a free course yet, make sure you do. I'll leave a link below. It's a couple hours of deep DeFi coursework. I think it'll benefit you greatly if you're looking to build a business. And with that said, thank you, Colin, for your time. We're going to leave some videos in the four corners of the screen for your viewing and educational pleasures and purposes. Do check them out. Study this stuff. Spend a couple hours on this YouTube channel. Go through some videos that catch your eye and study it. Take a notebook. You will learn stuff. I promise you that. And the best part about it is it's free. It's
Yep.
literally free. So study up. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video.